Have a look around, take it in. Sit, look, feel, but only if you want to. Spread out, don't all sit together. Thank you. Hi, come in, come in. Thank you. Find a seat. Spread out. You don't all have to just sit around. You can sit at the guys. You can sit at the front. It's fine. Sit at the front. Have a look around. Take it all in. Red seats. If you sit all in this area, that way we can all be together. No one wants to be alone in an audience. Hello. Are you okay getting in there?
Hello. Where would you like me?
Yeah, downstairs fine. Absolutely.
Here?
Guys, if you want to go near the front, that way you can see much more clear. That way we're not all clumped together. The front seat's free, guys. Front seat looks great. Yeah, front seat. Go on the front. Come on. I need you on the front. I'm just saying to everyone else, if you want to look around, be aware, take it all in. Red seats, purple walls. Shift a bit in your seat. Oh. Feel your body as it breathes. Hello, welcome, come in. Don't worry, we've not started. This isn't the beginning. Have a look around, take it in. Hi, it's okay. Find a seat. We're all sitting here, and we're all spreading out a bit because those seats across there, they're the luxury seats. They cost a bit more. No one really checks. But all the same, I quite like us to all be together. Yeah, it's great. Front seat, fantastic. Great, well done. Now we can spread out. Now we can spread out. Have a look around, take it all in. So we've got red seats. Okay, red seats, purple walls. Shift a bit in your seat. Be here. Now. Hi guys, welcome. Don't worry, we've not started. This isn't the beginning. Just find a seat. You're alright, plenty of time. We ain't even got to the trailers or anything yet. Hi, welcome. Find a seat. I've just said to the people, guys, if you want to sit over here, not over there, that way we can all be together. No one wants to be alone in an audience. Come round to this side, we've got too many this side, we're lopsided. Yeah, come round to this side. We can have a nice even spread, a nice even balance. Okay, don't worry, yeah, come in. Game side. I was just saying, what you should do is be really aware of where you are. Have you seen? Yeah, come on, don't be shy. So, take a breath. So, what you need to do is breathe in through your nose, feel the air in your nostrils, imagine it tickle the back of your throat, and then swallow. Yep, swallow. Feel the saliva as it dribbles down the back of your throat, and then your mouth will replenish and more will start to come out to your tongue. You got it? Great. What you might want to do is feel your feet within your shoes on the floor. Feel the floor. Be here. Now. You okay? Did you walk in or did you drive? A book? Did you lock your door before you well, after you left the house? Good. What about your lights? Did you turn your lights off in your house? Great. Good. So I'll do this thing. When I get back home, and my bathroom light's on. And it's always the bathroom light. No other light. I have to make this really conscious effort to remember to switch the bathroom light off. Even now, I'm sat here, And I can't remember turning the bathroom light on. I can't be sure. Oh, the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that whilst she's writing off the screen slightly, Jess has taken her cue correctly. And the trailers have come on. So, when the trailers have come on, we normally bring the lights down a little bit, please, if that's okay. Not too much. People can still come in, actually, if there's still people waiting, but just enough to signify that something's happening. Yeah, we are almost at the place where we can almost start. Which is a great place to be if anyone needs to do anything. If you've got anything to get, maybe you need to go to the toilet. Now would be the best time to go. Now, I can't promise that the show won't start. Great, but really, I can't promise anything. So, if you need to go, go now, come back, but be as quiet as you can when you get back in, please. So, we won't wait. What we'll do is run in. I think, apart from the lady that's gone, is that everybody in? Yeah? I know you shouldn't ask, should you? You should just start, regardless of who's here and who's not. But, very dry popcorn. But the thing is, I really hate it when, you know, well, excuse me, sorry, excuse me, thank you, sorry, excuse me. Excuse me, sorry, I'm going to squeeze my thank you. Can we turn the lights down just a little bit more, please? Thank you. Okay, so, lights have come down a bit more. Kind of giving us the impression that something's about to start, something's about to happen, so we should probably take it all in, we should be aware. Okay, this is the place. It all starts here, but it all ends here as well. It all ends within this moment. And the only difference is that something will have just happened. And something always happens. Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Hi. So, before we begin, there are a few things that I need to let you know. A few things that I need to get off my chest. Firstly, I need to let you know that everything is planned. You or I should not be surprised by anything that happens this evening. I've already made the decisions. I made the decision to have everything happen here, now, in this moment. I wanted my voice live. I wanted a microphone. I always want a microphone. I wanted to dress for the occasion, but only so far as you'd be expecting. I didn't want to go over the top. I wanted some audience participation. Not a lot, but some. And I wanted there to be some plants, some people in the audience that are involved in this show. But more than that, I wanted to let you know who they were. So, she's one. He's one. He's one. And she's one.
This is the end.
But we'll get to them later. Wait again. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Okay, excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Hi. Secondly, I wanted to let you know that this is not a film. I am here. You are here with me. And I would really appreciate it if you could acknowledge the fact. You can't pause me to ask the person next to you a question of who's who or what's what or why is what is happening happening. You cannot fast forward me if you get bored. or if you don't like what you're seeing, you cannot rewind me to repeat me, or to watch the special effects again, or to check for any continuity errors. There are no special effects. There are no errors. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Squeeze through. Thank you. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. Huh? Thirdly, and possibly most importantly, given who you are, what you do, and how you think, this show may have a narrative. I know, but it's out there, like I said. I don't want any surprises. Excuse me, sorry. Hi. I'm back with you. Thirdly, and possibly most importantly, given who you are, what you know, and how you think, this show may have a narrative. I know, but there we go, it's out there. And like I said, I don't want any surprises.
This is the end.
Excuse me, sorry. Excuse me, thank you. Okay, can we thank you. Okay, 3 points out there in the ether being thought out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Contact, where we bring you the finest in all areas, in all areas of performance, to make this experience for everyone. Please refrain from talking, smoking and texting. Please ensure that your mobile phones are turned off. Sit back and relax as we present for you our feature presentation. Thank you.
This is the end.
So, now that that's out of the way, I'm ready to begin.
This is the end.
If everyone is sitting comfortably, we can start the show.
This is the end.
I can now cue the opening credits.
This is the end. Credits on the screen begin. Lights will start to rise. Hear the music play again. For this is the end. You found you're in this moment. It's time to just remember
being stood here before now, with the same text in my mind that I'm about to say now, with the same feelings of anxiety or nervousness or adrenaline or excitement that I'm feeling now. I remember being stood here, looking out at the audience, waiting to start. I think I remember being stood here before, looking out into the audience, waiting to begin, but I can't be sure. I think I remember enough to know that I wasn't wearing what I'm wearing now. I think I was wearing a jumper and jeans. I can't be sure. I think there's a photograph of me somewhere, stood here looking out into the audience wearing a jumper and jeans, but I can't remember whether that's A, this moment that I'm trying to remember, or B, if that actually ever happened at all. But if it did happen, then I remember looking out into the audience and saying, cut to long shot of a street. And if it did happen, the video would change to a long shot of a street. Of a street. Well, maybe it's not a street. Maybe that doesn't matter. I remember looking out into the audience and saying that the location doesn't matter. It's not important. This is happening nowhere in particular and everywhere vague. Nowhere of importance and everywhere of significance. Somewhere set and changing. This is a made-up story. Probably never happened. Probably is happening right now. And I've been talking about these two strangers that are just walking down this street, a woman and a man, and they're walking towards each other. And I remember that they should meet, and they should fall in love. But I remember them walking away. I remember them walking past each other. And I remember thinking about you as well. I remember thinking about the time that you walked down that street and you saw that man and you just walked away. I can't remember whether I would have told you about it or not. Maybe because I didn't need to. Maybe because it's your story. But I remember thinking it. I remember thinking about that time that you walked down that street and you saw that man and you noticed his clothing and you slowed down your pace and you smiled and then you walked away. And I remember that you don't remember. I remember that for you it's just out of reach. And then I remember looking out into the audience and saying, cue the music for the opening scene.
I have often walked down this street before, but the pavement always stayed beneath my feet before. All
When begin to sweat out of every pore, he must be kind of scared or confused.
Wayne's got a camera and he adjusts it. I don't know what he is doing, what a little prick.
His mind is how he's going to use, and now it's elongating the length of this song.
And now he's passing her a paper with a woman's silhouette printed on it.
He looks so happy about making the audience feel awkward. And as he brings the second camera through, he's got a smile on his face.
And he's dragging it, having difficulties with the wire getting stuck beneath his feet.
He doesn't look so happy now, nothing's going wrong. That big smile tells 1,000 things from inside.
And there's another piece of paper with a man's silhouette on.
I don't remember that song quite happening like that before. I don't really remember that song. But I do remember looking out into the audience and saying, cut to, close-up of a woman. There's this woman. And she's walking. I remember pulling the screen closer to the centre of the stage and telling you that there's this woman and she's walking. She's walking and she's wearing a Kiss jacket. A Kiss jacket, a red and black Kiss jacket. She's got long, beautiful dark hair and black tights, long, beautiful hair and a Kiss jacket, a red and black Kiss jacket. Some kind of studded shoes and black tights, and this Kiss jacket and her long hair. And I remember telling you about her, about what she likes and what she does and what she thinks and who she is. But I can't remember what I said. Her favourite colour is green. She doesn't watch TV. She walks the same streets every day. She is lucky enough to have had that deep feeling of love, and she thinks about that every day. I remember looking out into the audience and saying, cut to close-up of a man. I remember pulling the screen closer to the centre of the stage and saying, there's this man, and he's walking. He's walking towards a woman with long dark hair, a Kiss jacket, black tights and some studded black shoes, and he's wearing a stripy jumper. A stripy jumper, dark hair and glasses, dark hair, stripy jumper, dark jeans, trainers, dark jeans, stripy jumper, glasses, short dark hair, and he's got a bag with him. A rucksack. And I remember telling you about him, about what he likes and what he thinks and what he does and who he is. But I can't remember what I said. His favourite colour is red. He lives with his mum, and he doesn't have any pets. Sometimes he can feel a little bit lonely. His favourite jam is strawberry. He is lucky enough to have never had his heart broken. I remember telling you about this walking man and this walking woman, and remember you feeling like you knew them. I remember I felt like I knew them. Maybe I did know them. I can't be sure. I can't remember. I remember pulling the screens closer to the centre of the stage and saying, cut to, long shot of a street. There's this woman, and she's walking. There's this man, and he's walking. Kiss jacket, walking towards rucksack. Walking until they're right in front of each other. Until they're literally just about to brush past each other. Until they're so close, they can see each other's pupils. They can see each other thinking. And I remember at this moment, I wanted everything to slow down. I remember looking out into the audience and saying, and everything slows down. I remember bringing the screens together so that they touch. And I remember the woman looking at the man, and the man looking at the woman. And I remember wanting them to meet. I remember looking out into the audience and feeling this kind of want for them. Quite like them together. I remember trying to make a moment out of this moment where they could meet. They could meet and they could fall in love. I remember looking out into the audience and saying, in this split second, as they move out of the way to avoid colliding, their arms brush past each other, and they touch. They are at that moment connected. And everything stops. The video froze then, I think the video froze, and I think I walked forward. I think I was trying to tell you that out of all of the people that they've ever brushed past in their life, this person is actually the one person that they should fall in love with. And within this split-second collision, they almost feel the possibilities, almost see the future. I remember telling you that this walking woman and this walking man could, maybe would, maybe should be together. But I remember telling you that they won't, because they can't, because it just doesn't always work out like that. And I remember leaving them to walk away, to forget each other. I think that's where I wanted it to end, with them just walking away. Can't remember why I would have made that decision. I think it's a good decision. I can't remember making it. I remember thinking afterwards, what if? What if that isn't what happened? What if they didn't walk away from each other? Or what if they never walked towards each other in the first place? What if that never actually happened? What if I've remembered it completely wrong? But if it did happen, in that way, with me building it up to the moment that they could meet, only to allow them to walk away, then it makes sense that I remember looking out into the audience and saying, and here, like in all of those moments gone before, and in all of those moments to come, someone, somewhere, cues the music needed to give this moment the emotion it deserves. And if it did happen in this way, then I remember looking out into the audience and trying to find one of the plants, trying to find maybe Lauren or Hannah, one of the girls, because the boys were sat at the back. Maybe I remember smiling, or not smiling, maybe pointing or just raising my hand, trying to find one of the audience plants in order to give them the cue to start singing. Maybe I just looked out and I just said, go. And that's the point, because now has just happened. And now it doesn't matter if it was Lauren or if it was Hannah. It doesn't matter if I smiled or if I didn't. It doesn't matter if I was wearing this or a jeans and jumper. Because now, her shoulder retracts back from his body. His heel hits the floor and his toes begin to curl upwards. Her exhaled breath is re-inhaled into her lungs. His saliva travels up from his stomach, back into his mouth and dissolves onto his tongue. His eyelids flick up and over. Her eyes unprocess the image of him as it moves out through her retina and dissolves into light. They walk away from each other, backwards, facing each other, with all of the possibilities still intact. And we keep rewinding, past the moment they even first walked down that street, past them walking backwards into their houses that morning, past them regurgitating their breakfast, past them putting their clothes off and spitting toothpaste onto their brush, past them waking into sleep and dreaming in reverse, past you wanting them to meet, past you wanting them to have their happy ending, past the choir singing the air back into their lungs, past the opening credits being drawn away, past you finding your seat and walking backwards out of the auditorium, to the lights fading off and the doors swinging closed. And now they could meet. Now that could happen. They could stop, they could talk, they could go for a coffee, they could go for a date, they could talk to each other, they could learn to know each other, they could fall in love, they could marry, they could have children, they could have a son, and then 18 months later they could have a daughter. They could have their children christened in the same church that they got married. They could watch their children grow, they could watch their children graduate, they could watch their children have children. They could travel the world together. They could move to the country together. They could watch the sun set together every night. They could die together, holding each other, looking at each other, smiling at each other, knowing each other, remembering each other, and then forgetting each other. Now, that could happen, even though it might not. Even though we know it probably won't. Even though we remember it doesn't.
Before another memory leaves you, before another life comes on, don't let these moments fade and fail you. Take note of what is going on. Sat upon a comfy red seat, purple paint across the crossroads, listening to the choir singing. Don't you let me sing it, sing it slow. And as they're walking, possibility stay strong. Now it's just for now. Now it's just for now. Oh, nothing like these and as they're walking, possibility stay strong. Now it's just for now. Now it's just for now. Now it's just for now. For now.
And now, we can begin.